Hey everybody, welcome back to H&S Collectibles. This is Cody. So I hope everybody's having a good weekend or had a good weekend. It's Sunday night. I had a real good weekend. Had a good time on the stream last night with the guys. Went out for a little while yesterday with my son. Got some Five Guys. Swung by a couple stores. I went out with my wife today. Got some Cracker Barrel. Swung by a couple stores. Uh, but it might be the last hurrah for a little while. I don't think I want to get out next weekend, with Black Friday and everything going on. And the weekend after, I might go to my record store to pick up something, but that's going to be about the extent of it. So, anyway, a lot better haul this week than I had originally intended. I think every time I tell you all to be a light haul, it doesn't turn out to be. So today, went to a small record store that I like to frequent and picked up the old classic Bat Out of Hell. So had this in my Amazon cart forever. Thought I'd get it on record. Of course, had it on CD, had it on tape back when I was younger. Love Meatloaf. Uh, Always have. Can't get enough of him. So picked that up. Um, Yesterday at Best Buy, picked up the whole Saw 8 film collection on Blu-ray for $10. Um, so check your Best Buy if you haven't picked this up yet. I thought $10 was a good deal. Uh, kind of glad that I held off and waited. And then most everything else except one item I'm going to show at the end is something that people sent me. So first off, John over at Project Ellsworth, I got a surprise package from him this week, and it had a CD of sounds of horror, things like organs playing, pulsing heartbeats, squeaking doors, creaking floors, things like that. And he also sent me a DVD of I Saw the Devil, which everybody's telling me I'm going to love, so I'm going to watch that very soon. Thank you, John, for that. Actually, I think the other item from John I'll save till the next to the last. But in the mail also, I got my Walmart Black Friday vinyl haul. Dave over at DTN2 Horror sent me a couple of records that he picked up at his store that I couldn't find at mine. But I got Eric Clapton Unplugged for just $15. Been wanting that one for a while. And I got CCR's Greatest Hits for $15. And then Beth over at Red Rum Records sent me a care package. I bought a couple of albums off of Beth that she was looking to clear out of her collection, and she threw in a couple of extras. Sudden Impact and the music of Dirty Harry. So this has 10 different tracks from the Dirty Harry movies on it. Very cool. Thank you, Beth. Tales from the Dark Side from Waxworks Records. Not a colored variant, but still happy to have it. Like the music of it. That was one of them I bought off of her. Another one that she found and threw in for me is the soundtrack to Hang 'em High. Still in the wrapper, actually. Opened at the edge, but still in the wrapper. And also, one I picked up off of her. I thought this was really cool. I wanted to have it in my collection. It's the original War of the Worlds broadcast. So, listened to it the other day. Used to have it on tape, actually, that I copied off of a teacher that I had in 6th grade. She had some old radio shows, old Abbott and Costello, and War of the Worlds. I had not heard this in a long time. Very cool. Thank you for that, Beth. A compilation album she threw in of movie greats. So you've got Jaws, E.T., Back to the Future, Fletch, The Sting, Out of Africa, Love Story. Just a lot of different tracks on there. And this is one that I picked up from her too. Themes from classic science fiction and horror, fantasy and horror films. So things like Tarantula, The Mole People, This Island Earth, It looked like something I needed in my collection. And the other thing from John that I was saving for last, or next to last rather, was he picked this up for me. I think at a flea market, he said, or a thrift store or something. But this is Good, Bad, and the Ugly. It's part 2. So there should have been 2 cartridges with this originally. But it is the Capacitance Electronic Disc System, so CED discs. I had seen these at flea markets before, and just kind of looked at them and thought, wow, this is cool. Some kind of video disc that I was not familiar with. And let's see if I can find something to open it up with. I'm going to actually put a link to a video below to a channel that I like called TechBone, where he looks at kind of vintage electronics, which I enjoy, where he shows how one of these units operated. But there's the disc. When you inserted it in the machine, the disc came out. And this is not like a laser disc. This was actually read with a stylus. Now, it was capacitance, so it's sensing holes in the disc. It's not like it's reading an analog signal. I think it was reading a digital signal, just highs and lows. But very cool. They held an hour per side, so this would have been, Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I think it's about 2 hours and 45 minutes. So probably one side of this was the last tail end of the movie, and the first one had the first 2 hours. So thanks, John. Very cool. Love the cover art, that classic Good, Bad, and the Ugly art. And then I'm actually going to change where the camera's looking to show you my last pickup. So this is the last item of the haul. I picked this up today at the same record store that I picked up the Bat Outta Hell album. And it was actually very cheap. I was kind of surprised by how cheap it was, and then he bargained with me a little bit yet. But it's a Sony 200 disc changer model CDP-CX200. The cheapest I had seen them going for on eBay was something along the lines about $100 on average. And he had it on the shelf in the used electronics for $50. Asked him if there was some wiggle room. He offered me $40. I said, deal. It works, and it works great. From what I've seen of reading up on these things, really about the only thing that goes wrong with them is the belts might wear out on you. So I might take it apart at some point and actually check the belts, see how they look. I don't know if I'll keep this in the house. It'll probably honestly end up out in my shop, where I could use a lot of random playing music while I work on projects. So, at any rate, though, I've always wanted to have one of these things. I always thought they were really neat. I've always been a big music person. Never really considered myself, an audiophile with that ear where I pick apart one piece of equipment over another. But I definitely always loved having a new toy and a new gadget, and especially something that was like this. So it just appeals to me there. And I joked with Mark and the guys that I always wanted one of these things, and now that they're obsolete, I can finally afford one. Anyway, that's it. That's it for the haul. I hope everybody has a good week. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving. All things considering. Do it safely, do it smartly. We're staying in, doing some, food trading with family. Not ideal, but we'll definitely be thinking of those who we want to be with. I just hope everybody can enjoy themselves. So be safe, be smart, happy Thanksgiving. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Come back and see me later, and I will talk to you then. Thanks.